Call Allah Yahweh by Yashem Yahushua by Hashem Wakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders there, rule well, and peace to you brothers out there that's kicking his word, sincerity, also in truth. You know, when this came out, I thought about the whole Covington situation, the Covington High School situation, and them going to the DC rally with the so-called Native Americans, which they're Gadites, they're Israelites, right? And I thought about this whole interview that I guess Caitlin, I forget her last name, did with those brothers out there in LA. And it's funny how, the so-called white man was trying to control the narrative and paint us in as terrorists, and the Most High played a chess move on these people, on the wicked, which are Edomites, man. As you can see, you have a mass shooter in New Zealand. This dude killed 49 people, man, and injured 47 more. You have, these people on the comment boards, the Edomites on comment boards, making excuses like, well, what about what's going on in New Zealand? That's not talked about. And it just shows you that, man, the Most High is defending us, brothers. You see, here we're thinking that, oh, man, it's about to get cranked up, this and that. And the Most High, stood up for us, man. So this is something that we're going to see more. There's going to be situations to where it's not going to look good for us, but the Most High is going to make a way for us. And we have to trust and believe that the Most High has our back, brothers. You see, because this man's philosophy, his ways, his ideology is turning on themselves. That very person that wanted to defame, us. Her name is Caitlin. I'm going to get that. I'm going to look her up right quick after I bring out precept. She wanted to defame us. Now she's doing interviews saying, well, who's to blame? Should we blame it on all white people or just individuals? Which the elder Yashua did a beautiful sit down and saying how, how much of a hypocrite she is because she was trying to lump us all together. You see, and within her, doing, that interview, she was assaulted by an Edomite. So you have these Edomites fighting one another, man. The whole concept of good is really dominance. And then for order them to get dominance, they try to do it by any means necessary. Right? And so that way, that violent way is turning on them. Everybody's starting to see that, okay, this guy is a problem, man. Every person or every civilization, that he comes in contact with, he has, deemed them as subhuman, or terroristic, when in fact it's him, and he does these things, to gain dominance, by using that tongue. So that way of lying, that way or that murderous way is being called out, chiefly by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, and by us. You see, the whole world is starting to see this man as, a threat to life. Okay. Isaiah 32:4. The heart also of the rash shall understand knowledge, and the tongue of the stammerers shall be ready to speak plainly. And who is that, brothers? Well, that's us. We were void of understanding. We deemed ourselves as black or as African Americans or as Latinos and Native Americans. We were Hellenized, if you will. We were Americans. We were engulfed in the Western culture. But when we received this understanding, we began to speak the knowledge of the Heavenly Father. You see? And we're able to do what? We're able to diagnose, if you will, the problem on the earth. And that problem on the earth are Edomites. who have done nothing but wickedness on, throughout history. And we're starting to see more and more who that particular person is, man, which are you Edomites. You see? So we're out there on the highways and byways and also doing these various lessons, to, tell our people who the son of perdition is, and also to give them a way of life. We didn't have that, The Most High is doing big things for us, man. We should be excited. Hey, we're in a very, very good situation, brothers. Believe it or not. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the cool or troll shall be said to be bountiful. That's right. So that vile person, that disgusting human being, all right, that deemed himself as the most evolved person on earth, or people on earth, the most intelligent due to his pseudoscience, alluding to IQ tests and things of that nature, and bell curves and all that madness, right? Well, he's starting to be seen, as exactly what he is, a vile human being, a piece of shit, if you will, for lack of a better term. Disgusting. You see? And it started what? With this knowledge, man. Where the Most High opened our eyes so we could go out there on the highways and byways, so we could, teach our brothers, man, so we could be brotherly, so we could build each other up, so we could tell this truth, you see? For the vile person will speak villainly, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh by Yeshua Yahushua, to make and empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. That's right. So all that hypocrisy that the so-called white man, has upheld, about his actions, is being brought low. He's being called out every day. Every day somebody is calling him out. And it's a beautiful thing. You didn't see this, 2-3 years ago, brothers. Not at this rate. Every day is just, people filming white people being blatantly racist. Every day on social media, you can see that. He's being called out, man, for that, as a thief that he is, man. As a cruel person that he is. You have a lot of people out there that will make the argument, well, it wasn't me who did it, but you still uphold the philosophies of your forefathers. You still deem people, black people, as inferior. You might not say that they're subhuman per se, but you agree with these false these false stats that say that we're less intelligent than you. You believe in news articles that say that the monkey Koto, has a more of an IQ than the so-called black man. You see what I'm saying? You still see us as thugs, hoodlums and things of that nature. So, so if you deem somebody that, you don't mind seeing that person in a bad state, or being incarcerated, or being killed by your police officer. You see? So that way is being brought low. That wickedness is being brought low. Why is that? Because Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua is about to return. And we know what the so-called white man is going to do. When his back is against the wall, he's going to begin to lie and try to control narrative, which he hasn't been able to. The so-called white man has not been able to control the narrative anymore, man. And the whole Caitlyn interview was a prime example of that. Why is that? Again, because the Most High is revealing who the wicked is. You see? 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. And how does he do that? With his lies, his witchcraft, and a huge part of that witchcraft is the educational system. You know, when he says, you know what, forget about God. I'm the God of this earth. I'm the most quote evolved, air quote. I'm the most evolved, you know, and all these other people are are undesirables. Therefore, we have to put restrictions on them, you know, to stop stupidity from increasing on earth. Now, behold, guess what? You know, the so-called white man fertility rate is dropping at a substantial rate, at an alarming rate, and it's projected in a few years, 50 years or so, the so-called white man is going to be wiped out. Hey, man, the Most High is making moves, brothers. The Most High is revealing who the problem is on earth, man. Hey, Kala Yahweh Bashim Hawashah. You see? Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. That's right. So the Most High has allowed all these things to happen, you know. And now it's time for the sword of the earth to receive his judgment. He's done his job. He's done a beautiful job. Like my man Roy J. Jones says, he had a beautiful jab, a beautiful left hook, you know, went to the body. You know, that's what the so-called white man did, you know, to the world. He destroyed everybody. He's done his job. Now he's going to be taken out of the way, and we're seeing the beginning of Edomites' downfall, if you will. And then shall the wicked be revealed, who Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all powers and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. That's right. So guess what? The so-called white man is the majority of the so-called white man. The Edomites, that's why we say so-called, the Edomites, they're going to be taken out of the way, man. And we're in that time that they're going to be revealed, you see, and that's why they're in panic mode, and that's why they're fighting amongst each other, you see, because his philosophy has swallowed him up, you see. Psalm 64:8. So they shall make their own tongues fall upon themselves, and all that see them shall flee away. That's right. So the Most High is making it to where the philosophy of the so-called white man is consuming them, and the shooting at in New Zealand is a beautiful example, man. Because here it is, you have the so-called white man deeming everybody as a terrorist, and lo and behold, this guy is the number one terrorist on the earth, who has really just messed, with the so-called white man, if you will, for lack of a better term. When I say mess, who has oppressed, you know, stereotyped for centuries, you know, segregated, ostracized. When? It really had never happened. Now people like to make the argument that, well, it happened in Ireland. You know, they was in slavery. They was indentured servants. Your people wasn't put on boats, force fed, food. Okay, boiled alive. Men were raped in front of their women. That didn't happen to you. And you say, well, and then to try to say, you know what? Well, black people, so there you go. You know, and that makes the whole scenario all better. No. That didn't happen to you, man. You see, now we're in a time to where, guess what? You're going to be, you're being called out for your BS, for all the madness that you have done, man. And that starts with, man, again, this word. The Most High has bestowed us this word, and ever since the elders have been on the scene in 2007, the world has been turned upside down, man. Hey, so call out Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai once again, and keep on doing the work, brothers. Hey, we're in a season of reaping what we have sown, and we've been doing the work of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, brothers. The Most High is going to defend us. Shalom.